free to put it in the chat. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. All right. So today is actually a little bit of a special reading today for us. Good morning. I have a friend who's going through some difficulties, and we need to try to raise some money. So I'm going to be doing some readings, and y'all can get these readings at a special rate. You should have the link in the description, or if you're here on TikTok, where it belongs. And I fumbled it so badly earlier yesterday. I didn't have the right link, but I did make sure to have the right link this time. So y'all, thank you, Miss Shannon. I want to help my friend out. So I am going to go as long as I can possibly go. Well, thank you, Alexandra. It's these earrings, my friends. Thanks. Thank y'all for following. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for liking. I really appreciate it. All right. So as I was saying, I have a friend who's having some difficulties, and I want to be able to help her as much as possible. She's looking at housing instability while she's waiting for some help, the agency that she's with to approve it, and she's got to be out in a few days. So I want to help her. Thank y'all so much. So every fuller reading that someone purchases at the $22, that's going to go to her to try to get as close to this $1,000 as she needs to raise. Her information for direct donation, if you'd like, it's in my video on my profile. Other than that, let's get started. Good morning, Tony. Okay. All right. So my normal standard is not to do any relationship readings, because at this point, everybody has their own free will and energy, but I'll just do quickly yes, no stuff, and we'll see how that goes. HYB labels accepts my application if I apply. You can contemplate. I need, if you're gonna ask a question, I was gonna say, if you're gonna ask a question, I need your first name, but because all that came out here is maybe. Thank you, Jazzy. So what came out for you about the HYBE labels application? I got a maybe, and I got the High Priestess. All right, so maybe in the High Priestess, it says the timing is hidden. So knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. Trust your intuition. So you say you've been thinking about doing it. Are you just thinking about doing it just to think about doing it? Or are you thinking about doing it because you're feeling called and pulled to do it? So it's asking you to trust your intuition. And it's asking you to lean into your inner wisdom. So again, if you're thinking about it, why are you thinking about it? What are you hoping to gain out of it? And go from there. All right. I hope that helps. Thank you for the gifts. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Good morning, Devin. When you're older, oh man, you're asking for future. I was going to say I don't normally do future, but I guess for some reason that seems like it. It's a K-pop company. You like to sing and dance, and that's what they do. That's really cute. I like it. Always lean into, I'm always about leaning into your own creativity. All right. So we are using these beginner tarot cards, which I absolutely love because tarot cards are so hard to memorize for me. I'm 46, so. Okay, so Devin. All right, Devin. So you got two cards that popped out. So I'm trying to read into them. I was going to throw them back in because I thought they just jumped out for me because I was shuffling. But no, these cards do go to you. I started feeling the goosebumps here. So you got the King of Wands. And so this actually feels like you in a way, right? So you got the King of Wands. You probably can't see it that well with this lighting. And so the King of Wands, this is a yes card. It says yes. I don't know if you saw it, but it says yes on the card. And it's a fire card. So it says you are a natural born leader and with a vision for the future. So this is going to be about you basically answering your own question. But I also want you to see here, it says leadership, vision, entrepreneurship, passion, and confidence. And this feels like the recipe for you, to be perfectly honest. Like normally it's a word or two that jumps out for me. This is a complete recipe for you. Is you need to be the leader in your own life, one, and oh, your fire sign too. Okay. So you need to be the leader of your own life. And what you need to do is get a better vision. One, because you said financially stable. What the hell does that mean? Especially in today's economy. So I want you to work on having a clear vision of what you mean. Not a, oh my God, what's the opposite of flexible right now? My brain just went, not an inflexible, okay? Not an inflexible vision, because again, I feel like we can dream big, but God dreams bigger. So still be flexible, but you still need to know where you want to go, right? So you need to get a vision. And part of it is going to be about you taking leaps and chances on your own self. And so that's like the entrepreneurship. So see where you feel a need and go for it. Make sure you have passion and you're not just focused on profits, and move in with confidence. However, you also got the Judgment card. Oh, this also feels like you, babe. You also got the Judgment card, and okay, and it is in reverse. So it would have been a yes, right? Because this is a yes card too, but it's in reverse, and it's saying fear of change, denial, self-doubt, resistance to transformation. So what's really jumping out for me as far as these words is going to be that self-doubt. It feels like the self-doubt is going to get in the way of who you are naturally. The self-doubt is something you've learned. It feels like family learning, upbringing, family learning. Oh, it feels like learning. I got family with you. Yeah, I got a lot of men around you that taught you this. So either it's abandonment or just everyone pretending to be more masculine than they actually were. Like I got a sense of you're taking your cues from men who do not have the vision or purpose that you are operating in, if that makes sense. So that's what's going to stop you, is you've got to do this. You got to have your own vision. You got to be your own man. You have to, have your own, have confidence in the way that you're moving, and stop looking for, what we're going to call it, judgment. Stop looking for that. You're saying women, but I'm getting men, right? And so in a way, and I heard the word absence. So I think that's really it, is that the absence of men, right? And so I see men surrounding you. So maybe that's what you actually need, is that you need to surround yourself with men, but I think you would still choose the wrong type of men. You would choose what you're used to seeing as opposed to where you want to go. So I think the important part here is to get your vision and then start moving like that vision is a non-negotiable. Like, it's going to happen. That's what it is. I hope that makes sense. I'm not sure if it did. All right. So, good morning. Like I said, I really don't like to do relationship, but we're going to do this, right? The question I just saw was Des Thornton here, and it says, is Brit regretting the divorce and parental rights termination petition? Okay, you definitely understand, Devin. Good to know. Appreciate it. Thank you for asking the question. So is Brit regretting the divorce? And I'm assuming Des is your real name. And I'm only going to answer one of those questions. So is she regretting the divorce and parental rights termination petition? Okay, so the answer I'm getting here before we pull it is that she's not regretting doing it. She's regretting feeling like she had to. So this means that you have some ownership to take up. Like, it's not all on her, baby. What happened over there is not all on her. She regrets having to be put in that position, but she doesn't regret actually doing it. But let's see what the cards say. Does Brit regret the divorce from Des? Nope, we're not doing full reads. So while I'm doing this, y'all, this is also basically like a fundraiser. I have a friend who's having some housing instability, and I would really love to help her. So I have a special for readings going on, fuller readings, not this yes, no thing. And you would just follow the instructions over there. It's $22. It's $22. My readings, my absolute full readings are $111. You're free to sign up for one of those, and that would actually take you to a booking site for that. But for live only, we're going to do, yeah. So, okay, that's not it. I was going to answer you, but that's not it. Hold on. Does regret? Yeah. So yeah, I have to get. I want to be able to help my friend. So if y'all can help me help my friend, that would be wonderful. Let me focus. Does Brit regret the divorce? Say it again. Does Brit regret the divorce from Des? Let me know. Yeah, see, this looks like this looks like exactly what I was saying. So the answer here is the 5 of Cups in reverse, and it's a no card, but it's all, like I said, it's in reverse. So it's going with what I said. Like, she doesn't regret doing it. She regrets feeling like she had to do it, like being in that position. Because I see her looking down at these cups that are spilled, right? And it's like, was there a chance for reconciliation? Possibly, but there are 2 cups standing, but there are 3 cups on the ground. So it's like, it would be kind of silly of her to give another shot, at least at this point, when there's a history of feeling unfulfilled. Interesting. So she has to turn her back on what is there, what's left, because of what's in the past. So, so the card here, though, in the reverse says it's time for you to accept it. to have forgiveness and to move on. Okay? So, oops, it says acceptance, forgiveness, and moving on. That's for you, babe. Okay. Good morning. Okay, I'm glad that makes sense because I was just trying to, it was like one of those weird things, but that's what I got. Yeah, I definitely do think reconciliation is possible, but it's where will you be at that time? You know what I mean? Where will you be at that time? What would the energy be around both of you? Like there's something that remains. 2 full cups. Yeah, just real quick. So there is like confusion here. There's definitely confusion about it. I think on her part too, there was indecision about it. But it just feels like there's a background of some dishonesty, a little bit of chaos. All right, so let's look on this. Y'all, you're lucky that I am trying to do a fundraiser for my friend so I can help her get this Verbo place for 2 weeks. We need to raise $1,000. So that is what I'm trying to do. Otherwise, I don't do relationship readings. I really don't, because a lot of people don't own their part. Oh, I would absolutely love it. If you go to that link, if you go to the link, yeah, hold on. I don't know why people think that folks who have the gift of sight don't also know Jesus. Like that's so ridiculous. Yes, if you go to that link, hit the face and go to the link, where it has like the special only readings, it'll give you my Venmo. So that'll definitely help. Thank you so much. Alrighty. So like I said, I'm gonna do a yes no cards. But also, like I said, this is a fundraising for try to help my friend. We're trying to raise $1,000. Yes, that's what I'm saying. If you go to the link, you'll get my Venmo information so that I can send it to her. Okay? Because all the links are to my Venmo. She doesn't have Venmo. Is that the one she doesn't have? Yeah, she has CashApp, PayPal, and Zelle. She doesn't have Venmo. So if you go to the link, you'll get my Venmo. All right, so let's do another yes, no. Again, you guys can get a fuller reading than just the one card by helping me here, and then we can help there. I'm definitely not doing any medical readings. I'm sorry, y'all. I do not want to get nobody's hope up about a baby. Okay, so I don't know if that's a serious question, so I don't really want to answer it because I don't think it's a serious question. All right, are you catching a flight on Saturday? Are you catching that flight on Saturday? Okay, hold on. I'm trying to separate me from me because I'm a very curious person, so I have questions. My questions are like, why wouldn't you be able to catch that flight? All right. I'm not doing any conception questions. That I draw the line at. All right. So, what's your real name? I'm not going to call you R. What's your real name? So I could focus on it. Razia? Which one is it? Okay, Razia. Will she be catching that flight on Saturday? tune in, tune in, tune in, tune in. What does that mean? Yeah, I'm having a hard time with that question because I'm like, is this a serious question? Like, is this a for real question? Hi, Brooke, because that's my question. Is it a real question? Okay. It would be a yes, because this is a yes card. This is the 10 of Cups. So this would be a yes card. But it's upside down. So it's in the reverse, which means it's more of a no card, right? Okay, so in the upright, it says that there would be joy, harmony, fulfillment, happy family life. But the way you got it was disharmony, broken relationships, disconnection. I'm feeling like there is a chance you're not going to make that flight. I don't know if it's because you're working with someone about it, like if you have to rely on someone to help you make it there, but it feels like there's some disconnect, miscommunication, and thank you, by the way. So I kind of want to say that if I'm trying to feel through it to see if it is like a broken relationship or is it just broken communication. Like you have to be very, very clear. The expectations need to be there, etc. So I'm trying to feel through that, but it feels like it has to do something with like family or something personal. Okay. Broken relationship. If I don't go, my relationship with my mom may fall. Okay. All right. That makes sense because I'm like, this is a family card, but it's upside down. So it's about that. I do want to say don't put the pressure of that on you. Like that's what I'm receiving is don't put the pressure of that on you. Like this is a meet me halfway too type of thing. Thank you. So it doesn't. All right. So let me just ask that question again because I think that's what you have to consider. The question again on the card is: will there be happiness and harmony? Will there be happiness and harmony in your personal relationship? And if there won't be, if it's still imbalanced, then I don't think so. It's up to you. But the good thing is, this is a water card. So water changes. Water could be peaceful, it could be soothing, or it could be some force. Yeah. So it's definitely, Rosiah, it's definitely going to be, it feels like it's up to you. It's up to you, but it's not all on you, is how it feels. The decision is up to you. You can self-sabotage it if that's what you're planning on doing. Like put those energetic obstacles in your way. But at the same time, you also have to be met halfway. All right. Shrushi. I don't know if that's your real name. I need all that. Do you see any future of me and Suhas? I hate doing relationship readings. I really do, y'all. I really do. Oh, let me get past it. God. All right. So, first of all, this is a fundraiser reading for my friend. She's having a really hard time and she has to be out her place in 2 days. And so, we're trying to raise $1,000 so that she can get a Verbo for her and her three boys and her sister who helps care for her. And this friend of mine, she has MS. So, as a person with MS, she's on disability, and it's just not enough. Especially because the move is going to take thousands of dollars. So she needs temporary housing, and temporary housing is $1,000 itself. That's what we're trying to help her do. All right. Why did that fall out? Okay, so yeah, Shrushi. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I really don't. Don't kill me for it. I'm sorry. The card that just came out here about do you see any future of me or them like marriage? Again, it would have been a yes, but it's upside down. It's in reverse, so it's a no. Because there are lost opportunities here, lack of planning, financial loss, but a missed chance. So, financial loss and missed chance. They don't feel ready. They don't feel ready. Uh, their focus is elsewhere. And their focus is elsewhere. Like they have, I don't want to say it this way, but I'm gonna say it this way. They have more important things to be worried about than like love or anything right now. So their focus is elsewhere. It's on. It looked like financial stuff for the most part. I feel like taking care of family is part of it. I feel like burden. I feel like shoulders, like heaviness on the shoulders. So I don't think love is a thing. Is even a point of thought, and it might not be for a while. All right. So all right. I'm trying to see if there's any more questions here. So these cards, by the way, are in my shopping cart or in my description. Okay, so it resonated. All right, good. These cards are in my shopping cart and my description. I love these cards. I've seen other teaching cards. To me, this is one of the best ones. But as you can see, it has the words and stuff to help you read, especially if you're learning how to read just now. So we are doing yes, no questions, y'all. So you can ask those. Don't ask me about babies, though. I'm not going to tell you if you're pregnant or not. I think a test would do a better job than I would. I'm not going to tell you if you're going to be able to conceive. I think science would do a better job than I would, So I don't like doing relationship questions, but I am doing a few. You're welcome. You're welcome. So I'm looking to see if there are any questions there. If you would like to get a fuller reading, not just a yes, no question, you guys can, it's a $22 donation. All proceeds at the moment will go to my friend to help her get this $1,000 she needs ASAP, so that she can move her and her family into a temporary housing situation. I don't know, child. I don't know. I don't like. How can you tell pregnancy? I don't know. Did you lay down? Like, wow. Like, I don't know. I can't. I'm not doing it with you. So, now some people can, because babies have spirits too, but I personally don't feel like babies have spirits like right away in conception. I don't feel like they do, because I always, like, for instance, I let my babies choose their own name, because I just do. I let them choose their names. So I can have a whole list of names. I'm like, okay, I'm going to name you this. And then it's like, by the time they're born, it's like, it's this. And I'm like, that's not what I was thinking about all month, you know? So I think the soul comes in when the baby's like, all right, I'm staying. I'm sticking around. We're going to come through this. But like at conception, honestly, in this day and age, I would be so scared to even have a baby around, especially if you're in America. Depression never wins, babe. Depression never wins, unless you hand it the award. And I'm saying that as a person who has dealt with it. The other thing I can tell you about depression, though, is sometimes it's a symptom and not the actual thing. Like when I got diagnosed with ADHD at 41, finally, and I got on medication, my anxiety and my depression literally got handled, you know? Thank you so much. I'm glad I brought you in because I think the other message I did not give you, by the way, is to focus on you. That was the other part, is like, live your life right now. But yeah, so what people don't understand is that ADHD is more than focus. It's not, ooh, squirrel. ADHD is that loop, you know, the depression spiral is part of it sometimes for people. It's when you think and 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 think about something, and you just slide further and further and further down. It's also there's also two different types of depression. There's chemical one. You don't get depressed just because you're a woman. Our medical community is so far behind life. I am doing questions when I can see them. I don't see any. Hey, baby. But so there are two types of depression. Again, I didn't learn this until I was 41. Yeah, because that's what it is. And so there's one called chemical depression, which is supposedly, you know, things. And it can be imbalances or stuff of hormones, those type of things. But then there's also something called situational depression, meaning I'm in a situation that's freaking horrible right now. Like, for instance, people in I don't even want to talk about the S word that's happening, but some farmers have quit life, and it's because things have gotten extremely hard right now. That's not depression chemical, that's depression situational, because their finances got ruined. So basically, no, depression doesn't win unless you do this, unless you give up, unless you I won't say lack resilience. I don't believe that's it. But, you know, it's being overwhelmed. I won't say it's a lack of courage. It's that part. It's the giving up, it's being overwhelmed, and it's the depleted strength. So depression only wins when you stop fighting. That's what I said. All right. So, Brooke, is my ex going to come back, and is there a point of me waiting for him? Oh, Lord. Thank you. Is what's the ex? Hold on. Is my ex going to come back? Is Brooke's ex going to come back? What part of that question do you want? Because I'm only answering one question. If you want a fuller reading, then it's $22. What part of that question do you want? If they're coming back, or if it's worth it, or if it's worth you waiting. Okay. Hello. Oh, listen, millennial Mima. You said a mouthful right there. I'm sorry, I just dropped my camera. You said a mouthful right there. Yes, it is hard. It's hard. All right. So is Brooks X going to come back? Okay. Actually, you just got 2 cards, and I'm gonna try to answer this here. It actually feels like it's answering both of your questions actually. All right, so what just popped out for you is the 8 of Swords and the make sure y'all see it. So 8 of Swords and the 3 of Wands, right? This is you waiting. This is the X. So, question, is the X coming back? Answer, no. Okay, no. Annabelle, thank you. Girl, listen. I could talk to y'all about that because I had a date last year, July 25th, 2024. That was going to be my exit. So I can definitely talk to you about it. All right. Hi, Sky. So it says here, what limiting beliefs are preventing me from achieving my goals? So feeling trapped, mental imprisonment, victim mentality, limiting beliefs. And then over here it says lack of progress, delays, setbacks, failed partnerships. So this is you waiting for a return from something that's never, I won't say never, but is not likely to happen. Like looking off in a distance, waiting for all of that to come. But meanwhile, one of the reasons that he left, and it could look any kind of way, right? It could be, cheating, or it could be whatever it was, but there was a feeling of feeling trapped. Doesn't mean he didn't love you. It just means mentally there was a feeling of feeling trapped. There was a feeling of, some people just can't breathe, if I put it that way, in a relationship because there's a lot of healing that needs to be done. And these swords are usually a thing about mental, like your thoughts and stuff. And so it's like he's, I don't know if it's partly you. I'm trying to fill out if it is partly you, because one of the things I have learned is we're hardly ever victims of broken relationships. We're oftentimes also perpetrators in relationships, even when we feel initially, I didn't do anything wrong, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you never listened to him. And I don't mean like listen to what he said. I mean like listen to his heart. Listen to, you know what I mean? You never gave him space to talk, like those type of things. So there was a feeling of feeling trapped. But again, it could have been all in his head. But he felt like he couldn't go anywhere. But there's also, and that word jumped out to me, so I want to give that too, is the victim mentality word. And so it's also about him feeling like a victim. And it feels kind of like some mother wound stuff. And it felt like you were becoming his mother, I guess, in a way, sort of. So there's a no for here. And this is don't wait, right? Don't wait. Don't put your life on hold. Don't focus on the failed relationship. Focus on your still golden future. Okay? Hopefully that works for you. If it doesn't, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? Thank you, Angelisa. Yay. I hope she'll be okay too. Thank you so much. All right. Sky High over here asked, I'm not doing full readings for anybody unless, hold on. Sky High asked, does this guy figure out which guy? You got 2 guys over there, so I'll be back. Naomi is one over this relationship. I don't know why all y'all do is ask relationship questions. you know, there's another person in this, right? So they have their own free will. They have their own energy. They have their own purpose. Um, so it's like I can tell you, heck yeah, girl, they coming back, and it's like they talk themselves out of it. Like, you know, we can talk ourselves out of a soulmate so quick, so quick. Just because we don't feel worthy. Like this human experience is crazy. You know, we could be the bomb.com and still tell ourselves we're trash and so mess up relationships. All right. There, that's a question I can deal with. Hey, Haley, but let me go back to the other one so I can get it done. Do, 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 do. What question was I just reading? What question was I just reading? Let me tell you something. If you have to ask if somebody's in love with you, just tell yourself no until they show it. Thank you for the heart, me. I missed the question. All right, so if I was gonna read your question and it's not there, please say again. Hello. All right, Angelisa says, "Will the one I love come back?" Oh my gosh, what song was that? I just had a song coming up. Okay, you're gonna have to wait a minute. First of all, Sky High, I kind of need your first name just because I need to focus on that. All right, Angelisa. Well, Angelisa's love come back? Okay. So y'all know I'm gonna give you what I initially get, and then we're gonna go into the cards with it. But my initial thing is no, not at this time. That's exactly how I heard it. So to me, that kind of leaves a door open. But let's see. Baby, come back. I don't know if you guys ever seen the Transformers, but like there's a character called Bumblebee, and the way he talks is through songs. So a lot of times that's how my spirits also talk to me. Talk to me. I really should just call one of my spirit guides Bumblebee. I'm like, why am I singing this song? In the hall? Okay. Will the one Angelisa loves come back? Dang, two. It's a yes and maybe. All right, so yes and maybe. Again, yes and maybe. All right. So that's a Two of Cups, and so that's a Two of Cups and the Six of Swords. Let's see. So the Six of Swords was the maybe card. It's in the reverse. It feels more maybe kind of inclined towards the no, though, because of stagnation, fear of change, resisting transition. Oh, okay. Holding on to the past. So that actually is you. As far as your relationship about a yes, it's showing that, yes, there is a partnership to it, right? Okay. So that's the same thing. Is the no, not yet. Like, no, not at this time. So it's like the possibility is there for a return. Yes. It ain't one that you sit and wait for. In fact, like the more you live your life, the more attractive you become to life. Okay. So let's see. I'm sorry, I'm trying to approve a comment. All right, so it says here, is there mutual love and understanding in a relationship? So this is partnership, harmony, mutual attraction, and balance. So like, yeah, that's a thing, right? Y'all really can come back together, but it also feels like there's something hanging over the head of the relationship, and I'm getting that's going to require some communication, like some discussion, some honest discussion, some tough discussion. Otherwise, it'll rear its head up and it'll be this little evil creature, and you don't need that to happen. You don't need that hanging over you. So there is some tough discussion that's going to happen Because is this a partner? Is this a love? Absolutely, right? So there is a possibility of that person coming back. And that's still a maybe here, but it's telling you here, don't stop living. Don't stop your life. Don't stop dating. Don't stop being human. Like this is saying, like, don't stop living. You still have to live, and you can't wait for somebody. So make sure you don't do that, and let go of the past, because even if your love returns, they're going to return as somebody new, and you got to get to know that person all over again too. All right. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Oh, it was Naomi I was reading. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm glad it does. Thank you. Thank you so much for all the gifts and the shares and stuff. It's awesome. All right. So for those of you just now coming in, this is essentially a fundraising reading. Y'all, I have a friend who's experiencing some housing instability, and I want to be able to help her. And we're trying to raise $1,000. I know $22 is a hard way to raise $1,000, but if you would like a fuller reading, please go up here, click that, go and find the link to getting a live full reading for $22. And my readings are normally $111. Fuller reading is normally $111. But again, I'm trying to raise money. Thank you, Angelisa. I really appreciate it so much. All right. Nahal asks, does this guy HS think about me as much as I do? I hope you think about you so well. Oh, Julie, I'm sorry to hear that. Like, what people don't understand is that recession has been here. The recession has been here. Am I a psychic? I don't call myself one. I'm a seer. I have all the clairs except, I would say, except the taste one. I don't think I've ever tasted anything. But yes, I'm a seer. People don't understand that recession has been here since 2022. And they're like, but the stock market's doing good. We're not in recession. And it's like, B, I can't even participate in the stock market. I'm trying to feed my family, put some gas in the car, and get to work if I have a job, because the job market is shitty. Thank you so much, Victoria. These are actually made by the friend that I'm trying to help. She's experiencing housing instability, and she's so freaking amazing. She has a move within the next couple of days. So we're trying to raise $1,000. $1,000. So, hi, Queen Brown. All right. So, Nahal, does this guy HS think about me as much as I do? Y'all, I think y'all gonna think I'm negative just because I don't like relationship questions. But I heard a no on that. One, I don't think people are as obsessive as we are. You know what I mean? So the question there is as much as I do. So I think that answer is absolutely no. So I'm going to take that part of the question out because no. So does this guy think about me? That's what I'm going to reference is, does this guy think about Nahal in a romantic way? Is that what we're asking? Naomi, give me a second. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Tori. Oh, man. I remember when we had to put our puppy down because it had distemper, and my sister was horrible. Like, she was horrible. She was horrible. So, Nahal. All right. Does this guy think about Nahal in a romantic way? I'm not doing that. That's 4 cards. I'm not doing full readings. Let's be very clear. Does this guy think about Nahal in a romantic way? I feel like this is not the question. How about this? Does this guy have romantic feelings towards Nahal? We'll try that way. Does this guy have romantic feelings towards Nahal? Just real quick, Tori, I did get a yes for that, but hold on. And I saw it, so it was definitely a yes. Does this guy have romantic feelings for Nahal? Does this guy have romantic feelings for Nahal? Okay, so what's coming up for me is I'm trying to think of how to word it because I have like 1,000 questions going through my head at once. Does this guy have romantic feelings for Nahal? Look at all my overseas friends. Does this guy have romantic feelings for Nahal? So yeah, what I'm getting is romance is what the hang up is in that question. So, I hate when you guys get around my filters. Darn it. Yeah, let's mute you too. Mute. You know why it's up in the air? What do you mean? Like that? Yeah, this is hard. Like I'm not getting romantic feelings. I'm getting something a little spicier. This is. How about you help me out here, Nahal? Can you give me a very clear question of what you want to know? Because attraction is one thing. Is that what you want to know? Is it attraction? Because I put romantic, and I'm like, that might not be what we're dealing with here. So can you give me a very clear question of what it is that you want to know? Tori, no is the answer to your question. You couldn't have prevented anything. Yeah, Julie, and that's the thing. That's why I'm telling people, like, I really don't like to do romantic or those type of questions, because there's a whole nother person, a whole nother energy there, and they have free will, So I normally don't even do these, but I'm doing it today because today is a fundraising live for my friend so hopefully we can get some people to either book a full reading or please make a donation. My last video has the information to it. But also, like, I don't feel like it's romance. I don't feel there is a relationship. I don't think it's a relationship. Like, it would be one. So I don't feel it's romantic. It could be spicy. I don't feel it's romantic. So that's what I'm saying. Give me a better question. Like a very clear question too. See? Yep. This is what came out for that. So it's the Ace of Swords in reverse, which would have been a yes card, but it's not, because you're dealing here with these words over here: confusion, indecision, mental blocks, dishonesty, chaos. So it feels like this person isn't fully committed to that. I don't think they're committed to letting people know who they are. Let's put it that way, because that's what I'm getting. So there's going to be some dishonesty in that because they're not fully embracing themselves. And one, to do so would cause chaos, but I'm getting like if they fully knew themselves, because this is the mental stuff, right? So Ace of Swords, this is like mental stuff. It's the things that go around your head. It's what you're always thinking about. And it should be like clarity and it should be all that, but it was in the reverse. And so I don't think this person we're even talking about is willing to fully consider you as an option, because I don't think this person we're talking about um, fully considers or is fully embracing themselves. It feels like they're not fully embracing themselves. They have a block. They have a block up. Um, and there's some, I'm going to say it this way. They don't feel out the closet. And I don't know if I'm reading this question, this situation right. But they don't feel out the closet. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. Let me know. Let me know if that's anywhere along the answer. All these relationship questions. Haley, there you are. Am I and Naomi, if you're still here, put your question up. Am I on the right track with healing? Let me see. Nahal, let me know where we are with that question. Okay. Oh, it did make sense? Okay. Because I'm like, I don't know how to describe it. It feels like not out the closet. It feels like restricted, confused. They got feelings, not romantic feelings, because they don't even think that's a possibility. All right. Of course not. Of course not. Oh God, who was I just looking at? Oh, healing. Haley. Am I on the right track with healing? Oh, all right. So I know you're asking for a yes, no question, but I just felt the need to go to my favorite cards. These are my favorite tarot cards, but I'm going through to my favorite oracle cards real quick, just for you. These are the cards I actually used for full reading, so I'm going to go to these just for you. I love healing questions because y'all can see my name. I'm the purpose healer. So, Haley, am I on the right track with healing? Just give me one card, please, because I'm still keeping it to that. But these are the ones that I do for the full reading. And they are absolutely gorgeous. Look at the back of these. Oh, and then for the front, look at this beauty. You see that? Oh, creativity, living out loud, using your voice, writing. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love this card. Love these cards. Okay, so healing. Am I on the right track with healing? Am I on the right track with healing? I don't know if I'm counting this. Because that fell out my hand. That didn't fly out. Is Haley on the right track? One card, please. Is Haley on the right track? Is Haley on the right track? Is Haley on the right track? That feels like it fell out too. Is Haley on the right track? Is Haley on the right track? Stick with these cards. Okay. Whenever they don't do that, whenever they don't come out, that means we're asking the wrong question. Hello, Jeff. That means we're asking the wrong question. Oh, Julie, you were saying there's another person interested? Yeah. Let's see. This feels like the wrong question. Oh, Annabelle. Congratulations. You are going to love them. Is Haley on the right track of her healing? Stick with these cards. Okay. All right. Give me the question then. What awaits her? Let's see. A random card pull from the random deck. I want to see what's happening. So, what awaits her? Is that the right question? What awaits her? What awaits her? Oh, yeah. I'm getting goosebumps. So that's the right question. What awaits her? What awaits her? All right. What will her healing... Does that count? No. What does her healing have in store for her? What awaits her? What awaits her? What awaits her? What awaits her? Thank you, Tori. Aren't they cool? Bad Bizzle. Thank you so much for the rose. What awaits? What awaits Haley? Haley. This happened yesterday, and I was like, where's the rest? Where's the story? Okay, tell me the story. That ain't it. Tell me the story. Okay, you can give me 2 cards. You can give me 2. It's like, I don't want to do just one, but I don't know. Just give me the story. What's the story? 2. Yes, Tori, I do. Wow. Okay. So these are your 2 cards, babe. I love this deck. All right. So what actually happened? So here you have Oshun's manifesting. I'm sorry. Here you have Oshun's manifesting birth, and that is about manifestation, intention, and abundance. So it's really like stay focused on what you're trying to accomplish. Stay focused on where you want to go, what you want to have, who you want to be. That's part of your healing journey. Stay focused basically on what you're birthing. And if you don't know that, because you're dealing with a past of deception. So the ocean of deception, where you didn't even know who you were. You see all them different faces? Oh my God. First of all, I never got this card. So this card is freaking amazing. So it's it feels like you didn't even know who you were. And so in this time, you're getting to know that, right? Okay. 1 second, Tori. Give me a second, because I don't want to lose the story here that I'm saying. That I'm getting and saying. Yes, exactly. So you're birthing something new. And so focus on that, care about that, nurture that, feed into that. Like, oh my God, yeah, I'm getting goosebumps. Like, I hate when it tingles all the way up to my head, because it's like, stop. It's like, when somebody puts their nails on a chalkboard or something, you just get that. That's how it feels. Like, stop. Okay. Anyway, but this part here, like this feels like the past of like not knowing who you were, not knowing yourself, being all these different people for other people, like just masking. That's the word. I didn't see the word there, but that's what I was saying. So it's like masking, and also self-delusionment, like telling yourself, I like this because other people expect you to like this, or other people expect you to do this thing. So so that is really really important here is that you are in this place of getting to know who you are. So I want to say this answer is yes, babe. Yes. Yes, you are on the correct path of your healing, because what awaits you is going to be something so beautiful. Like you are really, really, really birthing um, something I don't even think you're ready for. And I'm saying ready there because I don't think you get, like, you have no idea who this person is on the other side. Like, this is so amazing. Definitely love yourself. Definitely give yourself all of you. Like, give yourself all of you, all your hopes, all your dreams, everything, everything. Like, don't hold back from you, and don't hold back to please anyone else at all. In this healing process, you got some boundaries that need to go in place. Put them up. Put them up. Um, and no, and that was the other key word here. I didn't even see. See, I didn't even see the words, but this deck tells the stories so well. So it's hard because I got the blur thing. But the third word here is self delusion. So if you're gonna be Delulu, it needs to be about the good shit you got coming. Let me put it that way. It needs to be about the good things that await you. Stop saying bad things to yourself. Stop being self-critical. Stop doing all that. Okay. So, all right. Real quick, let me answer some questions. First of all, this is a fundraiser reading. I have a friend who is experiencing some housing instability. We got to raise like $1,000 so she can get 2 weeks in a Verbo home for her and her 3 boys and her sister. So if you'd like to help, get a reading, because I'm going to give her money from the reading, even though I need money myself, but she needs it like now. And then, so that's to get the fuller reading. That's to use this deck. I'm not going to use this deck after that. It just felt like that that deck called me for her. Like, she needed to know that. Okay. So I'm gonna put my favorite deck away. I just love that deck. It makes me like feel so good. So if you want a fuller reading, you're going to go here up there where my face is and click that and go to the link. You should see live only readings, and you can book one in whatever payment method that you're able to do. And then join the queue. I don't know if I put the queue on. Listen, all this stuff is like so new to me because I just got like in the creator rewards program. So I don't even know where the queue is. Just let me know and I will check, and then we will just add you to the list and get it done. I don't even know where a queue is. I have no idea. All right. Oh, I do. It's in the service thing. Hold on. So turn on the queue. Start queue. There we go. All right. So hopefully you see a queue somewhere. I think you do. I do, because there's a word here. I think you got to click that thing, the queue or whatever. So if you book a live only reading, a live reading, it will be $22. You're free to donate as much as you want beyond that. So I can give to my friend and help her get to her $1,000 for her home for the next 2 weeks for her family. Otherwise, it's $22, and that's when we pull out my favorite deck and we do a full reading and answer that card, whatever question you have, and if there's a follow-up to it. But it needs to still be like not a different question, but still in the same area of what we're talking about. All right. Jeff, what do I do? That's your question. I don't know how to answer that one. That one's a little too general for me. I don't know what you mean in what type of way. Am I doing free yes, no questions? I am, absolutely, because these things have a yes, no on them. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm letting them come out for that. Hi, Ricky. Okay, let me go back because I said I was going to, is Naomi still here? I just remembered I have to read her. All right, so let me go back up here real quick. Gianna was asking about a boyfriend. Ooh, y'all don't understand. I don't like reading relationship questions. I really don't. Bad Bizzle. What am I missing from Bad Bizzle? I'm sorry. Did I miss something? When I'm giving someone a reading, y'all, I'm really not looking at comments. I'm not trying to. I'm trying to actually look inside my head and hear what I'm hearing. Did I miss something? Um, oh, okay. So people are asking, how can you just send a donation? If you're doing it for a reading, it's just $22. If you're just donating, you would still use the information that is at that link. So again, click my profile. Those of you on other platforms, because I'm on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook, the information's in the description to send donations to my friend. And if you want to get a reading, that description is in that link is in the description as well. But my information for Venmo is there if that's the way that you have to send it. She doesn't have a Venmo, so I'll send it to her through Venmo. So all my information is at that link. All her information is, you can either go to my previous video, like go into my profile. It's the last video I made. It'll have all her information there. If you want to send direct to her. But if you want a reading, you have to send to me so I can see it. All right. Is that the question answer? Yeah. So if you want to do a full reading of a question, that's the $22. If you want to do a full reading, like me and you by yourself, that's going to be, the link is there, and that's $111, and you'll get a calendar and all that kind of stuff. I'm not seeing how to change the settings for this comment. I see that Nicole called my name, but she didn't put a thing. Oh, how do you get a full reading? So like I said, it's a fuller reading. Fuller meaning your question fully read with my oracle cards. Or if you're trying to do a full reading, it's still at that link. You'll find a full reading where you and I spend an hour together. I hope that answered all the questions, because y'all, I can't keep going back. Okay, did I miss somebody? I don't know what y'all are doing in the comments. Hello, how are you? I asked if I was going to get my son back from CPS, 10 days without him. Aw. I need your real name so I can focus. Okay. Lisa, thanks so much for sharing. All right. So, Emanuela. All right. Will Emanuela get her son back from CPS? Okay. So, the first thing I heard was yes. And it's a very strong yes. Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps. So, it's a strong yes. Like it's starting from my legs and crawling into my arms and stuff. So, but what? There's a but to that. Hold on. So, will Emanuela get her son back from CPS? Emanuela get her son back from CPS. Is that it? No. Okay. One card, please. Will Emanuela. Oh, sheesh. You saw how that thing flew? And of course, didn't listen. One card, two cards. Two cards. Oh, gosh. This is confusing. This is confusing. This is confusing. Oh. Okay. Oh, gosh. Hey, Brett. All right, tell me the story. What's the story? All right, let me show you your cards first before I get into it. Good morning. Let's see. So we have the Strength card. Okay, this is you. So we have the Strength card, and it's in reverse. Mm, I'm drawn to, I'm sorry, I'm like drawn to the 8, the infinity sign, like the 8, and I'm trying to think of, okay. Okay, so this is a Strength card, right? So let's look at the Strength card real quick. In the upright, the Strength card shows this woman taming pretty much a lion, right? Taming something that would be scary, that has a lot of strength, that has the ability to destroy her, right? Um, but she is like, she really has him like a kitty cat, right? That would be in the upright. So instead of this beast being tamed, instead of this scary thing um, being made not scary. And mind you, look, she has that infinity sign over her head. So that feels like, it feels very spiritual. Um, like I feel like there's still protection, even when we're talking about this this thing in reverse. So, but in reverse though, the words here are self-doubt, weakness, insecurity, lack of control, and insecurity is like on here twice. But and that's why I'm saying like that feels like you, because on one hand it feels like to you like you are not the one in control. Like you are, like you don't have the ability to rush it if you can, like hurry up and give me back my child. Like you don't, you're at the mercy in a way of a system, right? And that system is a beast. And so instead of being able to tame it, you're having to on one hand, let me put it this way. On one hand, the beast is bigger in your mind than it actually really is. Um, it feels like a scary thing because, and that was a yes card in reverse. And so on one hand, I feel like this is a no because you feel out of control. It would be a yes if you remembered that you are in control, that you do have inner strength, that you can do this, right? Whereas this card here is the Four of Cups. And in the upright, this would be like a pretty, in this case, it would be kind of like a bad card because it's like getting opportunities and you being a stubborn ass saying, no, I'm not going to take them, right? And so like you're getting like a fourth chance instead of a third chance. So you're not doing that. And this would have been a no card. So there is a yes card here. You are looking for opportunities. You are going to do whatever they tell you you have to do. You're not going to refuse it out of pride. And that's what I'm asking you to not do, because you're still in control. You're in control of you, right? And so the words here then is that there are going to be opportunities, okay? There are going to be opportunities, and there will be something to be grateful for, because I feel like there was taking something for granted, and this is going to change all that for you. So there will be gratitude here, and it says emotional renewal, and that feels like the reunion. So will you? Yes, but it's up to you. You're in control. Oh, girl, don't make me cry. I'm a big old baby. I'm an empath out there in the world. I will cry too. So don't even let me think about you crying. Okay? The beast is bigger in your mind than it actually really is. You can tame it. You can tame it. Remember, you're in control. Alrighty. Whew. Okay. What we got? We've been live for an hour and 20 minutes. And did I get any help from my friend? Let's check my email. Because y'all, I need to help my friend. Please help me help my friend. She needs to get $1,000 so she can get a home. Okay. Let's see. I hope that gives you some hope, Emanuela. Man, look, I'm not seeing anybody taking advantage of these readings. The full reading. As I was saying, my friend, she also hand makes jewelry and these beautiful earrings she gave to me when I started my spiritual journey for protection and amplification. I do have a Cash App. If you go to that link, you should see a Cash App. There are 4 options for me. There are 4 options, which is the Cash App, Venmo, Chime, and PayPal. If you want to do that for a fuller reading. If you're just donating, if you go to the video, the last video I made on my profile, it will have her information. And I would love for her to wake up to some bling, bling, blings happening in her thing to help her out. And that has Cash App information there too. And like I said, she makes beautiful jewelry. If you watch my video, you'll see that she has an Etsy that you guys can go to and see. It's talking about her, so I think it's gonna be good. See, this is the card of somebody making things out of their creativity and the yes and the value. If y'all want to get your own jewelry, you would go to her Etsy shop, which is called Blissfully Unapologetic. If you're watching from Twitch or Facebook or YouTube, that link is in the description. I live in Miami. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Emanuela, and I wish you the best. I wish you strength. I wish you strength. All right, so let's see. Do we have another question? I'm not answering that question, Marietta. I'm a prude. I wouldn't answer that question, darling. So her Cash App, actually, I do have it showing up on my video. Y'all can't see it, but the video I'm recording for the other platforms. Her Cash App is LadyTDiggs, DIGGS, LadyTDiggs. That's her Cash App. She has Zelle and she has PayPal. Or, like I said, you can go to my last video and you'll see it. All right, so let's Tori, no, the bully's death wasn't your fault. I did answer that earlier, but I missed the name. But the answer I immediately got with that was no. No, it absolutely was not. Oh dear. What was said? I get that they are accepting blame for that. I get that like I got that they were accepting the blame for that. That's what I just What are you saying? Okay. Yeah, don't carry that burden. Do not carry that burden. It's like on the other side. And I say other side, but it's really parallel. Like the dimensions are all the same. Like there's no animosity, there's no unforgiveness. So it's really forgive yourself. One, for thinking you were even capable of that. And 2, for shouldering that for yourself, because that's not yours. It's not yours. Yeah, I get, like I just like saw like a spirit was like I saw this hand movement of like I take the blame, so I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting a step up real quick, you know. I don't know why I wasn't expecting it, but that's what I got is like, I just got that they accept the blame for it. Let me see. So, is Tori to blame for her bully stuff? Is that it? You will not believe this. You will not believe this. Tori, you see what card that is? That's the death card, child. The death card. And the word there is no. So it's a no, you're not to blame. That's weird. No, you're not to blame. That's a death card. It was an ending, and an ending, a transformation, a change, a rebirth. So it's like, what endings are necessary for new beginnings? Remember, there's always a new beginning after the end. It's like they got like they got released from that life. Does that make sense? Like their spirit got released from that life, so it could start over. You are not to blame. See, I was right. So, because I got yes, you know, because in water changes and stuff like that. So it says satisfaction, emotional fulfillment. It was like a it was like a yes, I'm done. I'm done. Let's go. All right. So just a reminder for all the new people, because oh my God, we up to 70 people. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's awesome. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Thank you so much for the gifts and things. Did we even hit my goal yet? Nope, we did not. He had heart. Okay. It's so weird, girl, because listen, I was going to go, was her bully a boy? Because it was a man. Like, it felt like a man, but I was like, a man? So, you know, it's just so weird. So it was like I take the blame. You know, like, oh, I should have just said it. Like, that's one of the things I have to start working on is just saying what I see. So I have to, but yeah. Not the, but it's like, I still like, but it's a male spirit is what I'm saying. So it's like, I take the blame. So that's why I was trying to like figure that thing out. It's a male spirit. So it's like released to do something different. And it just felt like happy to be released. Like, let's start over. Marietta, that is not a question I'm going to answer. I already said that. Thank you, though. It's not the type of question I answer. Let's see. What do we have next? Do I need to stop trying to reach out to Akeem to make it work? Bree. Does Bree need to stop? Does Bree... Let me focus. Because my brain is going, I don't read relationship. Hold on, human. Detach. Does Bree need to stop trying to reach out to Akeem and make it work? Does Bree need to stop trying to reach out to Akeem and make it work? Does Bree need to stop trying to make it work with Akeem? There we go. Let's shorten that. Does Bree need to stop trying to make it work with Akeem? I appreciate you so much, Tori. So thank you. You have been very engaging and looking out for other people on here. So I really appreciate that. Ooh, is that it? Okay. Is this it? Okay. If that wasn't it, let me see. Give me a different card. See, I don't know if that belongs. I don't know if that was an accidental fall or if that actually belongs. Because it doesn't seem to go along with this, but at the same time it does. Urgh. Oh, well, yeah. Okay. Is this it? Okay. Oh, okay. That's weird because, like, this is usually the card that I get when people are, you know, I tend to get this more with people who are like creative and stuff. And they're usually like, because you see, like, he's making something, and I'm sorry, he's hard at work. Hold on. Oh, there we go. He's like hard at work. He's making something. It's a value. So like I get this for like artists and entrepreneurs and people like that, usually, right? But and this would have been a yes card in that way for you. But thank you guys for the follows and the likes and the loves and the shares and everything. Thank you. And so what's happening here though is you got it in a reverse. So it's not a yes, it's a no. But I feel like it's stop. Because the keywords here are it feels like the work itself is driving that person away, because the keywords are lack of focus, procrastination, mediocrity, inability to learn, and shoddy work. And so when I looked at this and I read it, the first two things that stood out for me the most here was the inability, blah, 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 blah. I gotta drink water. The inability to learn, but it was also the shoddy work. So it's like you think the work you're doing is helping and it's not. Because whew, one, it's not what's needed, right? That's actually not what the actual problem is. And so it's like the work, the energy, the things that you're pushing forward aren't helping because it's not a part of it. It's not what the real problem here is. Um, what the real problem here is that there is a disconnection between y'all, right? So this is a 3 of Cups, and this is a joyful card. Again, this should have been a yes card, right? This should have been a yes card, and it's not a yes card. There should have been rejoicing. There should have been all that, and it's not a yes card because it came up upside down. So there's overindulgence. Is that cheating or financial? Mm. Okay, so I'm getting you actually give too much. And okay. But I'm also, yeah, I'm getting like you give too much, but it's not what he's actually asking for. So it's like, for instance, if someone's dying of 30 of thirst, right? They're like, I'm so thirsty. And then they're like, give me a soda. And you give them water, they're not going to like the water. And though the water is what they actually need, right? But it's the soda they want, the soda which would not be good for them at all, but it's the soda they want, you know? Um, it won't be good for them. It'll make them thirstier, but they don't care. That's what they want. And so you're trying to give something they need. You know, you're trying to overindulge. You're trying to bridge the gap of disconnect with overdoing, and it's not good, right? It's not good. And this card, I was trying to figure out where this card came in, right? So this is Ace of Wands, and it's funny because I just saw like a bonk, like hitting him on the side of his head, right? Like, bonk, you stupid boy, you just messed up all this. We could have been good together, because women see potential, men don't. right? They don't. They just don't until they clear out all the shit, and then they can, right? But they don't. And we can't procrastinate on potential. Like, we can't be looking towards their potential. You have to look at what's in front of you. Otherwise, you'll be sitting there with the struggle of 20 years later. Yeah, she didn't let up on me. Yeah, but now you got like breast cancer or something, because that stress internalized inside of your body, and the stress and neglect and everything while you're pouring out to someone else instead of pouring into you. And so, yeah, we've been together 20 years, but now I'm sick. Like, no. So you need to be pouring into you. So I'm hearing here that for you, it's time for, and this bunk feels like over your head too, by the way, like, like bunk. Actually, this is more towards you. This feels more like God saying, pay attention. Like, pay attention. Did you hear what you just said? He's trying to talk to your friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, boom, like, girl, what do you need? So I feel like you're getting bumped upside your doggone head with this one. And it's like, yeah, like, you need love. Like, you need to be reconnect to you. And ones are creativity, ones are that fire energy. So you need to get that back for you, And then it says here, channel your energy and your passion towards your goals. This is your bunk on the head because you got things to do, new beginnings. Okay. And in the new beginning, that also means, again, pouring into you. This is not necessarily a materialistic thing, but this is a date yourself. Like, get to know you, get to know what it is that you want out of life, but who you actually are, right? So this is that. It's confidence, it's courage, it's power, and my favorite word here, which is growth. Okay. So this is about you taking your power back, your growth back, and going after the things you love and you want to do. Bonk. What did it say? Click, boom. But you got a bunk on your head. Okay, like, this is literally God saying, girl, wake up. Okay. He don't deserve that. So let him go. Let him go. All right, anyway, let me stop being stupid. Yeah, you gotta like pour into you. That's what needs to happen. Bonk. There. See, you're not crying anymore. You're laughing at me. All right. So I hope that I hope that helped. Oh my God. I hope that helped. All right. So, these are some teaching cards that I got because I'm trying to learn tarot, but I'm not trying to memorize it. So these are so helpful. They're right there in my cart. I just pinned it. It got keywords, if it's a reverse or whatever. So it's really, really fun. So I pinned this. I actually have 3 decks I work with right now. I will say, like, decks are like tattoos, getting a tattoo. Like, right now I have a cart full of like 5 more. Oh man. Okay. So, yeah. What we got going on? Okay. Oh yeah. So the other thing too is that this is actually a fundraising reading. I have a friend who's experiencing some housing instability, so I'm trying to raise some money here. So you can get a fuller reading. Bree, I guess God needed her to know some stuff for real, because he sent 3 cards, even though I said not to. I'm like, please, just 1 card. And God's like, who are you? I'm God. I'm like, all right, dude. You said 3 cards. All right, here we go. But everybody else is just getting 1. And if you want a fuller reading, we actually go to my favorite cards if we feel the pull to it. That's also in my shopping cart. It's these cards. They are so gorgeous. They have melanation. I love melon. They're so beautiful. So let's see. Are there any other questions up there? I don't see any more questions. Oh, okay. So I see one from Marietta. Will me and Carl be in a serious romantic relationship in the future? Thank you so much, Kay, for sharing this here. Please and thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not a person who likes to do relationship readings because the other person has their own energy. They have their own free will. They have all that own stuff. But today, because I'm doing a fundraising reading for my friend who, like I said, is experiencing some housing instability. If you are so inclined to donate, you can either donate $22 for a fuller reading. You just click that and then go to my profile by clicking another face. And then once you do, come back and click the Q button that's there on the screen so you can get in line and we will do a fuller reading. Nicole, if you're talking about the $22 reading, that would be now online. And so you should be able to click the queue once you have paid. And then just join the queue and I'll deal with that. You just get bumped to the front of everything. And then if you're talking about the actual readings that I do, that one, which is 111, it will set you up with calendar, all that stuff. That's how that happens. But if you're talking about now here on the live, you just click the queue. Now, let me think. Hold on. Am I going to do that? Okay. So, because like I really need to help my friend as much as I possibly can, what I will allow to happen is for I'll allow for people to book the reading at 22. You can't. Okay, hold on. I'll allow for people to book it at 22, and if you have a for offline, I'll let you guys grab it and save it, and it's got to be used within the next 30 days for the 22, and it will be just a one card with a follow up, and those tend to be about 30 minutes long. So about 20 to 30 minutes long. Like they're actually longer than what I just did with I forgot who that was. It wasn't Bree. Who was that one? No, that was Bree. Okay. So so you just did one, Nicole? Did you just sent it? And which way did you do it? The free readings I'm doing is a quick yes no PayPal. Okay, hold on. Yeah, the free readings I'm doing is from a yes no. And that's a one card situation. I'm just checking. Okay, so are you getting it now, Nicole? You did it with my PayPal? I should have turned my notifications on. When you wish up a star. Oh my gosh. Makes no difference who you are. Oh. Are you going to sign in? Did I change my password? Okay. Okay. So we're going to bump Nicole up here to the front. All right, wait one quick second. So let me double check here. And then we're going to bump Nicole up to the front. Why won't it let you join the queue? That I don't understand. I have to learn it, so that's on me. Hold on. I'm going to pause the thing for like 1 minute. Hello, y'all. All right, y'all, hold on a second. I'm trying to get into my PayPal. My PayPal or her PayPal? Who did it go to? You know what? Who did it go to? Okay. All right. All right, so let's resume. Okay, so Nicole, what's your question? Let's do a full reading. Yay, I'm excited. I like doing them. It just takes so long that I can't do it for free right now. Oh, wait, I was doing Marietta. Let me finish Marietta real quick. And then, Nicole, type your question while waiting. So, will me and Carl be in a serious romantic relationship in the future? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Like I said, my mind just starts singing. So I just heard Kim Possible. No, Raven. That's a Raven. You can see into the future. All right. So, Nicole, type your question for me, babe. That's so Raven. It's the future I can see. Yeah. Once you send the PayPal, just type the question. Am I walking into my calling at my current job? Okay, so hold on. Will Marietta and Carl be in a serious romantic relationship in the future? Why do I feel like Carl is taken? And the answer I'm getting here is a no. I feel like Carl is taken right now. I feel like Carl is taken. I got like, I don't know if it's a relationship or he's actually digging somebody. I feel like Carl's taken. And so the card here just said no. Your knight in shining armor is not going to be your knight in shining armor because this is a yes card, but it's in reverse. Okay. So it says here, the question is, I love when this stuff happens. It says, the question is, is there a potential for a romantic relationship or creative project, romance, charm, creativity? And the cards say no, at least not at this time, right? So it says there's some emotional manipulation, some moodiness, some instability. So it feels like, I don't know, like intuitively I got he's taken, like he's in a relationship or feeling somebody to that level, or at least somebody feels that way about him. So it's a no. It's a no. Don't go loving someone who's loving someone else. That's a losing card. Yeah. Okay, so Nicole, am I walking? Am I calling at my current job? Yeah. All right. So we're gonna move to my favorite cards. I shouldn't be saying that out loud. It feels like having a favorite child. I started with these, but then when I saw these, I was like, oh my god, these are beautiful. Am I walking in my calling at my current job? All right, so is Nicole do I take that? Okay, it says yes. Is Nicole walking in her calling at her current job? Is Nicole walking in her calling? Walk it like I talk it. Is Nicole walking in her calling? Is Nicole walking in her calling at her current job? Oh, okay. Am I taking it? No. Is Nicole walking in her calling? Is Nicole walking in her calling? I'm sorry, I'm like trying to hear past the things I'm hearing. Like I'm hearing a calling is not in a job. But hold on. Okay. Here's Nicole walking her calling. I need the story. Help me figure out the story. Okay, here's Nicole. Okay, so I'm definitely getting like you wouldn't be asking this question if you were. Because calling feels like home. Is Nicole walking in her calling? Is Nicole walking in her calling? Like it feels like home. It doesn't feel like a question. It feels like I've always been here. Like this is what I was born for. I'm getting it's a destination, but is she walking in her calling at the job? Like whether that calling would be done elsewhere or not, is she walking in her calling? Give me the story. I'm getting some stuff for you, not like the job. I'm getting something. Oh, she's talking to me. I'm gonna show you these cards in a second. But hold on. Is Nicole walking in her calling? No. Okay, so what is she doing? So how does she get there? What does she need to do? Okay. Need to let go of expectations. Hold on. But what does that mean? Is she walking? Okay. All right, wrap that up for me then. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Thank you for the gifts. What does that mean? Here's the story. Wrap it up. Let me see what the story is. So how did she get there? What is it? Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, am I answering the right question here at the end? Like what am I supposed to be asking? Hold on. Let me see what the story is. I'm trying to see the story here. Okay, I'm going to show them to you so that you... Okay, I'm going to show them to you. And then I got to sit for a second because like something's trying to shape up. Especially because this Oshun the Magi card is like looking at me. I'm feeling a higher purpose for you. Let me put it that way. The cards are just as confused as you. I don't necessarily feel confusion here. I like not from the cards, but from me. Because I feel like there's a higher purpose, and it's not that I feel like I'm being told that there's a higher purpose for you. And you have some ancestral guidance. Okay, I'm gonna have to sit for it in a second. With it in a second. Okay, so your first card, this is why I was confused about whether or not that this was one of your cards, because we just saw her, right? So we just saw Oshun of Deception, but you're doing the same thing. That's why they were like, this card, like it, you saw how it flew out. So this is the masking card. Like you're giving yourself self-delusion, right? And it feels like you're trying to fit yourself into into a space that is I want to say uncomfortable. Like, yeah, you fit, but it will get uncomfortable. Like you don't fit super comfortably. That's how I'm gonna say it for right now. As I try to work out the story here. So I'm getting there's still some masking and some self-delusion going on here, because it feels like this is what I'm supposed to be wanting. This is what I'm supposed to be going after. This is what I'm supposed to be, or at least this is what I thought it was that I was supposed to be doing, supposed to be wanting, supposed to be going after, supposed to be getting there. And on one hand, one level, like I said, I received, okay, I received from while we were here is like, this is a destination. Like this is not the destination. Like this is not all of it. Like it's a learning thing, right? Good morning. So there still feels like there's like you're trying to shove yourself into a space that kind of fits, but it doesn't fully fit, right? So that's this. Which is why you're questioning it, right? Because like I said, like for instance, with the spirituality stuff, I'm uncomfortable as shit, but I'm uncomfortable because I'm like, I can't believe I'm freaking doing this, but everything about it has been too easy. Like, I'm like, wait, I've been doing this my whole life. Oh yeah. Wait, what the hell? So it's all like, ah! So I'm uncomfortable with it because it's like, for real? But this is my calling. I've always been a healer. Okay. And this is just another way that I get to heal people. But what I'm getting here is that there's something, I got two things from here. Like she literally stares into my soul the minute I flipped her for you. See, I'm getting goosebumps already. Is, and she's the one that's like, like this ain't it. This ain't it. Oh, we're at 20% on my phone already. It's only been 2 hours. Okay, so I'm getting from her like, this isn't it. But you're almost there. That's why I said like it's not destination, but you're almost there. Like it's gonna feel like, okay, I'm gonna use this example. I don't know if you know this example, but there was a movie called Finding Nemo, right? A little cartoon movie. And in Finding Nemo, excuse me, they are swimming the ocean, swimming the ocean, swimming the ocean. But then they needed to get to Australia from wherever they were. So they were looking for the East Australian current. And when they found the current pushed them along. There was no struggle to the pathway that is carved into your life towards you getting where you are in your calling, where you are really walking and working in purpose. There's not going to be any friction but yourself, right? Like I'm putting friction on myself with what I'm doing. Because it takes me like 5-6 hours to get up the courage to go live. I'll sit in front of my computer and still not do it. And then finally I'm like, just do it. Right. So I'm putting friction on my life. But it's easy to me. It feels effortless. And that's part of the thing that that makes me question, why is it so easy? Right. So when you get into your own current, it's going to feel like you can't even stop if you wanted to. When you get into that purpose and when your calling and purpose and alignment comes into alignment, everything will feel just too effortless, right? It would feel like, wait, what? This is available? Wait, what? I just met the person who can take me to the next level. Wait, what? Like it's gonna be like lined up. There will be no friction to it but your own. The other thing I got here, though, is that there's some ancestral guidance for you that I kind of get that you actually feel and hear. There's someone, okay? I don't know if this is grandmother, great grandmother, someone. But you feel them and they guide you is what I'm getting. Thank you so much. So I feel like you have guidance. You need to be paying more attention to it, and we'll get into this. But it's alchemy, transformation, and change. So those are part of the keywords there. Hello, April. Those are part of the keywords there. But I'm also getting is like you have your own gifts, one, but your own powers. So it's like when you really get in your calling, it just won't make sense to you. Like it will not make sense, but it will feel like home, like you just came home. Um, the other thing that I got here though, and again, this brought back to the fact that you already know. You literally can answer this question for yourself. Um, because this is part of your intuition. Okay. So it says here, this is Oshun's third eye, and that's insight and vision. So you already know is what I'm getting. It's like you already know, um, you know that this isn't your calling, like not your calling. You know that it isn't in this job, right? But learn what you can while you're there, because what you're learning, you're going to be able to alchemize. You're going to be able to use as you get along your journey, as you get into your own current. But you've got to start paying attention to your intuition, like really start paying attention, like turning in and being spiritual with it. Um, Gosh, is this making sense to you? Because I'm getting goosebumps about this, and I got another one. Hold on. Let me know if this is making any kind of sense. It's like you're trying to trick yourself into being happy where you are. And it's like, no, that's no. Just keep going. Keep going. You'll get there. Like you're gonna get there. Um, does that make sense? Is that resonating at all, Nicole? Did you send me a message, Tori? Nicole? I don't know if you're still there. Hopefully you are. Oh, I cannot see you. Hold on. Why does it keep blocking these comments? I don't know how to change the eye of you. Okay. Thank you so much for the heart means. I don't know how to change that comment. I don't know what you were saying. It says into them. I don't know what you're saying, Nicole. So if you, let me see. I don't see your comment other than that grayed out one. Okay, this makes sense. All right. So, okay. So then, and if you have a follow-up question, be sure to ask it below, Nicole. All right. So if that's the case, then what's the question I want to ask? So it is about what? What's the question I want to ask? Okay, you've been running from them. Okay. I've been told before and I'm scared of my gifts. Listen, babe, I understand. I understand. Let's see. Okay. I know that's part of it, but Nicole, like it's available to you. And let me caution you. Running away from it means you will be sat down. Trust me. And you don't want to go into a wilderness period where it's just you by yourself and you have no choice but to hear. Co-signed a person who just went through 3 years of hell. All right. So what do we need to do? What does she need to do? What does she need to do? What does she need to do? I feel like embracing your whole self, Nicole, is going to be what helps you get even clearer on what your calling really is. I feel like there's a level of it to it that is healer. But healer how? Let me see. I feel like there's a level of it to it that is a healer for you. Let me see. In what way? What capacity? Like it's definitely going to clear up your confusion if you embrace yourself. Because one, like trying to deny who you are. This is the other part that I'm getting, because it's like embrace it, take it in your hands, right? Exactly. So you're saying here that last week your director told you that you need to be your true authentic self, and and you need to figure out what you're supposed to be doing. But that's just it. It's like not paying attention to not embracing your full self, like your spiritual self. Nobody says you have to do readings. Nobody says you have to, do mediumship. Nobody's saying that you have to do that. That's not what you're being told to do, but you're being told to embrace all of you, which includes that spiritual self. And that could be just for you, just to have like some kind of leadership there that feels more aligned and that just feels easier. So what's the message? Okay, so what is she supposed to be doing? I feel like that's the real question, is what are you supposed to be doing? What are you supposed to be doing? We're currently reading Nicole right now. Those of you on YouTube. So what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it you're supposed to be doing? So what is she supposed to be doing? What's that mean? Okay. One, being true to yourself means figuring out what do you actually want, right? This is going inward, so it's looking at yourself. It's like, what's the thing that speaks up for you before you even have a thought? Like, for instance, if I was to ask you this question right now that I'm sure you've heard, but people have asked before, which is, if you had $10 million and can do anything you want out of life, what would you do? And what's the first answer that popped up there? Was it go to work? I know for myself, whenever I ask that question or answer that question, my answer would be I would write. Because I like writing books. I like writing movies, screenwriting. So I would spend a career telling stories, speaking on stages. Like, that's what I would do if money really wasn't an option. So it's like, answer that question for yourself, and that'll help you realign. That's not your card. Does that make sense? And if you have a follow-up, please ask it, Nicole. So what is she supposed to be doing? I don't know if that's it. Because why did I just hear nursing? What does that mean? Like nursing, the actual profession? Wait, no, what does that mean? What is she supposed to be doing? What is she supposed to be doing? Hold on. Let's help you figure it out. Is there room for you? Yes. But I feel like there's a ticking time bomb. So it's more of a don't get complacent. You know what I mean? It's don't get comfortable. Don't. Ooh, yeah. So there's definitely room for you, but it's a don't get comfortable. Like, don't keep putting it off. Don't say tomorrow. Like, I'm getting don't put it off, because what you'll find is that doors will close, windows will become sealed. Yes. Okay. So I've been trying to find out, what are you supposed to be doing? You're supposed to be going after your passion. You're supposed to be your full, colorful self. You're supposed to it feels like live in a piece of your own making, meaning not someone else's dream, not a societal checklist. It feels like really coming home to who you are. Like, for some reason, coming home is a big theme for you, because I keep getting coming home. It'll feel like home. So I don't get I don't get that you feel at peace. I don't get that you have peace. And so this is saying, go after what you actually want. Like, don't listen to people who tell you that passion's not enough. It absolutely is, when it's also aligned to purpose, right? So go after everything. Live loud, live colorfully, be confident, like, be who I feel like you knew as a child. So be who you dreamt you would be. Fearless and making your way, and I kind of get like a runway strutting type of thing. It's like I see like a Naomi Campbell model, like whatever. Especially because that's what she's reminding me of, like a Tyra Banks, a Victoria's Secret model, be clear of who you are, not your value in what you do, but in who you actually are. Stop denying yourself. Stop hiding yourself. Okay? These are absolutely different. These are absolutely opposite. This person's doing the masking. This person's like, what mask? Look at me. I am who I am. So that is your journey of discovering who you are. And part of that journey is to not run from who you are. Okay. So I hope that helps right now. What was the follow-up? And then we'll wrap up. So the follow-up. Oh, awesome. I would love to have a deeper reading with you, because I feel like some energies want to actually like I want to take time and write down what I'm seeing. And I don't really have that. What was your follow-up question, though? Oh, I answered that one. Will you have time? So yes, you will have the time, but it's literally a ticking clock. Okay? It's literally a ticking clock. So don't get comfortable. Okay. Awesome. Oh, I love these cards. They tell such a story. I love these cards. These are my Faces of Oshun card. Look at those. Oh, this is my favorite card. It's like for community. Oh, they're all my favorite card. I'm gonna lie and say this one is, but they all are. I love like the community of the women and the generational intergenerational thing. So, all right. Is that for you? I feel like that's part of your story. Something intergenerational. Yeah. That's why I say you got some ancestral. You have some ancestral guidance, some ancestral love. Like I literally felt like a hug around you, a presence around you. Um, so you definitely have that. All right, Monroe. That question is way too vague. Like, will I see any negative outcomes happening today? It's the world. I definitely do. So let's be a little bit more whatever am I saying? Does Arjun come back in my life this month? Um, I know spirits and God and guidance and all that does not work on our own time. So that's not um that's just gonna make your answer a no, just by trying to force a time. Hello, honey, from Southeast Georgia. I lived in Decatur for a while. Not Decatur. Where the heck did I live? I lived in DeKalb. DeKalb. I lived there for 6 years. Um, DCD. Okay, so Arjun. Does Arjun come back in my life? I don't know if we're going to talk about this month, but let's say this month and see what comes up. All right, so um, for Divian, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I don't know how to pronounce it, but we're going to try it. I'm just going to call you Mishra because the other name is very long. I don't know if it's Diviansha. I don't know. I have no idea. So I'm going to call you. The hell? What was that? Okay. I hope there was a blur on this thing. Okay, it was. Woo, child. I was like, nope, don't let nothing be behind me. Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah. So we got a no. Okay, it would have been a yes, but it's a no. Um, it's a yes card because it's about family and celebration and joy and harmony, but it's a no card because it came reverse. Oh, okay. And I think the no is really to the timing because it wasn't a no. Oh, hold on. Because it wasn't a no card, I think the no is more to the timing than necessarily the question itself. Um, so, what seems to be happening here, if we look at these key words, there's disharmony, broken relationships, and disconnection. So it feels like the thing that stuck out for me, Anita, that won't get you read, by the way, baby. So stop spamming. What's standing out to me is that disconnection, the disconnection word here. So that feels like, yeah. I'm saying it would have been a yes. There's like fulfillment, harmony, and what have you. But I feel like it's more of what I'm saying is I feel like more of the timing of like, will he come back this month? Back in my life this month, that feels like that's what's making it more of a no. So like there's a disconnection there or something. Let me. Okay, so let's try taking the timing out of it. And let me see something. Will Arjun come back to her? Yeah, so broken relationship, disconnection. Will Arjun come back to her? This is not helping. It's a maybe, So, oh, sorry. So I'm getting a maybe here. Oops. I took the timing element out of it. So I just said, will Arjun come back to her? And so it says here that this is about choices, it's about compromise, and it's about inner conflict. These are the questions. I'm sorry, these are the keywords that are jumping out to me here. And so it's saying like there's a maybe, but swords are about like what plagues your mind, right? So it's really, it feels like kind of arguments, it feels like disagreements, it feels like not being on the same side, and it feels like not actually wanting to hear each other or see where each other is coming from. So it really does feel like no compromise. Like you both are armed with things that have happened, with things that have not happened. So it doesn't feel um, like there will be a reconciliation until you can talk about this, until you can um, be able to do so without like arguing and yelling and whatnot. Because it says, the question on here says, what choices do I need to make that require me to find balance between my emotions and my logic? So that's what's like happening here, is like balance the head and the heart to make the best decision. So I'm feeling like there are disagreements. I'm feeling like there are things y'all will not compromise. Oops. Hold on. I just took the mic out of the live because I have to put in the charger. So it feels like there are disagreements, and unless you both want to and can figure out how to compromise, can listen to each other without being already armed, you know. You see they're both standing there. She has swords in her hands, right? And they're like crossed. And so it's like one in each hand. So that feels like two people for me. And it's like you're both going into it defensive, and not listening and not seeing where each other is coming from. So for me, hey, Emil, I need you to email a different address because I realized that address was not sending me anything. I'm gonna have to let me see if I can type it in here for you so you can see. I don't know if you will, but it's lean into the spirit at gmail.com. Did that go to you? Can you see that? If so, that's where I need you to send the email. I'm glad I saw you again. Okay. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So in other words, no, but maybe. But you guys would have to be compromising. You would have to be able to hear each other. You will have to. It's a lot of work. So figure out if it's worth it. If it's worth it. All right. What question is next here? While I'm reading through here to get the next question, I just want you guys to know this is a. Okay, good. I want you to know that this is actually a fundraising live. I have a friend who's going through some housing instability, and so I'm trying to help raise some money. So if you would like a fuller reading, as we just did with Miss Nicole, you would click up there in my profile. For those of you on the other platforms, you would go into the description and you will choose a reading. You will choose a way to pay. So we have CashApp, Venmo, Chime, and PayPal. Those are all different ways for you to pay. Yeah, I hope that helped you get some clarity, Ms. Divanisha. Oh my God. Divyansha. Okay. What was I going to say? So yes, so we got to try to raise $1,000 so she can get. I think we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna do it. That was a good card for it. King of Pentacles. Yes. It's a big old yes. Okay. Come on, y'all. Help me out. All right. Because we got to raise $1,000 so she can get a 2-week stay in a Verbo. So and ASAP, because she's got to be out her place very, very soon. What did I miss? What did I miss? Thank y'all for being in my fan chat. What I plan to do, and I'll probably do this for my subscribers, is have a subscriber only card reading. I think on Sunday. Where am I? Well, okay. If you got a question, drop it in here, please. Let's see. Will Emanuela's homeless status change soon? Look. I mean, I think she kind of had that answer. Okay, there's a maybe. Strategy, deception, theft, cunning, sneakiness. So what situations or people in my life require me to be cunning and strategic while also remaining vigilant against deceit? Okay. So that's a maybe card. Must use, this is her card, okay. Must use intellect to outwit opponents, but must also be aware of dishonesty and betrayal. Okay. So it kind of goes with her last card, her reading on that. And so it feels like a watch your back type of thing. So is there someone who's calling on her? Is there someone? Yeah, it's like a watch your back. But it's also a watch where you're going. So this is such a very tenuous time where she's got to remain vigilant on things. Again, like to go back to her reading, while the system isn't as much of a beast as she thinks it is, it still is one. So, and not everybody who works in the system is a good person. They're just not. So she needs to watch for that deceit. She needs to watch for people trying to, like, if they're interviewing her or whatever, to trip her up. And then the same situation as far as like the home situation or the homelessness is like, even if like right now she's temporarily doing a shelter, she's got to watch the people around her. So it feels like she's got to keep her head on a swivel for everything. So in order for her to have that homeless situation improved, she's got to remain vigilant, eyes forward and eyes behind. For sure. I'm sorry. Okay, let me check and make sure I got that email, Emil. I was like, oh, I think that was the wrong email. And I promised him things. Wait, did I tell you the right email? Hold on, I don't see your email. What is this? Okay, let me look in spam real quick. Not spam. Trash? Not trash. What do you call it? Promotions? Twitch? Pinterest? Babe, I don't see your email. All right, so let me get you in that email one more time, but I'm going to let you do it to the one with my name. Why am I not? This is the correct email address. Lean into, did I spell it wrong? Lean into the, let me see if I spelled it wrong. Hold on, let me go to our live stream. Lean into the spirit at gmail.com. Yeah, I did. I didn't misspell it. Did you straight copy it? Like, did you copy it or did you type it? I don't see your email. Mm-mm. Do you have a TikTok? If you have a TikTok, can you send me a message? send me a message with your email so that I can, hold on, let me look in social. It's not in social. Let me look in updates. It's not in updates. And it's not in promotions. Yeah, I don't have it, babe. That's wild. All right, so you're going to send one at my full name. Let's see. If you send it at my full name, this should come. All right, this is not going to go to all. This is just going to go to YouTube. Okay. See if that'll work. I have like 5 email addresses open right now looking for this thing. Okay, so back to our girl Emmanuel. So yeah, that's the main thing. Again, like everything really does depend on you, but at this time, with you being in the situation you're in, it really is about remaining in the fight. There we go. Remaining in the fight, remaining vigilant, eyes back, eyes forward. Like this is a time that you can navigate. Let me put it that way. One, let's be very clear there. You can navigate this. If you notice, he's still moving forward. Okay, so there's still forward motion here. There's no backward motion, and so even if there's a back, like the other thing too is don't be shiny object, right? So don't circle the block. Don't come back wherever. Don't spin the block trying to go pick up these other things. That's not what you're supposed to do. You gotta keep moving forward, keep your head on a swivel, stay vigilant, be strategic, like watch what you say to people, watch what people you're saying to. So at this moment, it's about finding your own strength and moving forward. Move forward, move forward, move forward, move forward. Stay out your head. That's the other part too. Those other 2 swords that are sitting there buried in the ground, that's your doubt and that's your negativity. Leave them in the ground. Don't go pick them up. Carry your positivity, carry your desire, carry what you want, and keep moving forward. Don't allow that junk to slow you down. All right. So once again, y'all, hold on. Let me see if he sent it. Okay. Did you send it? I got it. Yes, I can. I can see your email now. Awesome. So awesome. Okay. So I will follow up with you later after this. Okay. What else? Where are we at? All right. So I'm gonna close all these emails because I don't want my computer like, all right, girl, we done. I don't need it like blowing up on me. Okay, so yes, I did get your email. I'm glad you jumped back on because I was so disturbed by the fact that I didn't get it. I was like, oh my God, I didn't get his email. Okay. All right. So as I was saying, y'all, this is a fundraising reading. I've been on for 2.5 hours. You know I ain't forget about you though. I ain't forget about you. Nope. Like literally you stayed in my head. I was like, I gotta go live again. Hopefully he can find me. I didn't forget about you. I was like, I gotta get him this stuff. Okay. Do I know how to break soul ties? I'm not that kind of person. I'm not into like spells and all that kind of crap. I'm not into all of that. How much is the yes no reading? It's free. Why is this in front of my face? All right. These are in my shopping cart. For those of you who are on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, these are in my my description. These are my teaching cards. These are the ones I like to learn from. I call them teaching cards, but like, so if you notice, whoops, if you notice, they use the traditional Rider-Waite or whatever. What is this, upside down? Yeah. They use the traditional pictures, cards and stuff, Rider-Waite, but then it breaks it down for you. So the yes, no, maybe are on these things. Also, what I like about them, because I looked at so many of these things, like I have like, all right, I'll send it to you later for real. Whatchamacallit, what I like about these is that, there we go. What I like about these cards, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, is that they teach you. So you see they have the reverse, keywords for reversals. Ugh, okay, there we go. They got keywords for reversals, keywords for the upright. They got yes, no, maybe. They tell you what their sign is: water, air, fire, earth. But they also give you questions that help you like contemplate on the meaning of the card, as well as like a quote statement that helps you contemplate. So I like these the best. I've looked at so many of these. And these really help me fill in the blanks of things that, like, I read intuitively. Like, I don't know all the rules of tarot cards. I read intuitively. Like, I look at the picture. I wait to hear what I'm seeing. Like, I do all that. And so just having other things on the card, like looking at what jumps out, etc. to me, though, that's how I read. I know everybody has all these other rules, or people who studied all 78 cards and all the 100 meanings to them. That's not me. In fact, I have a tarot cheat sheet that I look at to see if there's any additional meaning I'm missing, and like to help me get words for what I'm seeing or feeling. So that is how I read. And they're currently in my cart on TikTok, or they're in my description link on all the other platforms for Amazon. Marie, you're being quite presumptive, dear. I do believe God gave me these gifts, because me and God, we've been homies since before I was born and before you were born. So thank you, Marie. But if you're going to have God restricted to a book that's only 2,000 years old, I think you don't know God. You know, a book that has been translated by man. Written and translated by... You know what? I was thinking about this the other day. Can you imagine if you were like Peter or any of these other disciples or whatever, and you're sitting there writing, and somebody goes, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm writing what God tells me." And you're like, "That's a demon." Can you imagine? Do y'all think those people were told it's a demon? Or like when Thomas be like, "Yo, like, I think I saw Jesus for real. Like, I touched him. I put my finger in his side." And then he's telling somebody else who's not a disciple, and he'd be like, "You need to be committed." Like, can you imagine? Basically, people doing the things that we do right now, and they're being told that they're demonic. And now 2,000 years later, you read the book and you're like fully accepting it. Can you imagine? I don't need to use tarot cards, Marie. I just do. They give me pictures. But I receive everything that I get from God. I hear my whole life. I just picked up tarot in April. I don't actually need it. But that's okay. I hope you never learn that there are other gifts to this world, because that would probably mean you'd be close to death to realize that, right? Thankfully, I never had to have a near-death experience. I just was born this way. Lady Gaga. Oh my gosh. Are you one of those people who think everybody is the Illuminati? I'm just curious. It's like people learn a big word with multi-syllables and all of a sudden everything is that. Or are you one of those people who think everything that you don't understand is demonic? You know, people thought pictures were demonic. Oh my God, you captured my soul in a picture. That's weird. Nope, me and God has been homeboys since before there was even an internet. I say homeboys, but not homeboys. I don't do medical stuff, Dreamer. I really don't. Okay. I don't know. It always makes me, I won't say sad, but it like I always take it to prayer and be like, God, why do you give people gifts and then other people get to call it demonic? And so either you spend your lifetime trying to convince people that you're not a demon when half the time they're the ones who are demonic. So like my thinking is, if you see demons in everything, then does that mean, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just a question. I just have questions. I have a lot of questions. All right. Like I said, I don't like to do relationship readings, but we're gonna do them today. Why are we doing them today? Because today is a fundraiser reading. I'm trying to raise money for my friend. It just always bothers me. Okay, so if we go by the Bible, we're gonna take a quick pause real quick. If we go by the Bible, right? They say the devil does what? Kill, steal, destroy. I'm just trying to figure out which one of those things I'm doing. Kill, steal, destroy. Which one am I doing? Which one am I doing? Okay, I'll stop. All right. Thank y'all for joining. It just always bothers me. What am I saying? Okay, so yes, this is a fundraising live. I have a friend who's experiencing some housing instability. Y'all, I have been there 3 years ago. I was sleeping in a car for 2 straight days. Then I had a friend who gave me 2 days of hotel stay because she had the points for it, and that gave us enough time to leave Georgia and come back to Florida. And I was really grateful because I never had to think about how to use the bathroom as a fertile woman at that time of the month. And all of a sudden I went, oh my gosh, homeless women really have to deal with this. So it was an enlightening experience. And I'm very grateful it only happened for 2 days for me. I know that there are a lot of people who, once they get on the street, they're there. And because it's hard, because to society, they become invisible. And that's BS. That's really BS. That's where people who see demons and everything can actually help people. You know, like help the homeless, help house them, help heal, help. Instead of always trying to hurt somebody who is helping. Anyway. All right. I'm actually getting tired though, by the way. It is 2 hours and 45 minutes into this reading. But I will have to come back on because, like I said, I'm trying to help fundraise for my friend who's having housing instability. If y'all could please visit my profile and see the last video I did, it would explain and also give ways to help support. I'm doing readings right now. You can see them on the screen. Specials for $22 for a fuller 1-question reading. You can have a follow-up question to that. We would not just do yes, no. We would bring out my favorite cards to use, which are my oracle cards. You see this beautiful community of demonic women? I'm joking. Anyway, so I'm sorry, I'm very sarcastic, y'all. Listen, when I say beautiful, oh my God, beautiful. Like just beautiful. Like one I forgot who got this. I think Bree or somebody got this. Like, look how gorgeous. Like, own your stuff, be yourself. Oh my God, I love it. So this is the fuller reading. So that's the $22 live donation. We read until I get the story. And oh my gosh, I've never seen this one. Look at that. That's cool. Yeah. So that's that. If you click up here and go to the whole profile thing, you'll see a link there that has 4 different ways to grab a right now live reading. But I just said that I would extend it to past this live. It just would have to be used within the next 30 days. Before September. And I'll honor the $22. So if you can't do it right now on this live, or you really don't want to, I'll honor a 1 question with a follow-up question in the same vicinity for the $22, and we can do that another day. But for right now, if you want live, skedaddle over there. There are 4 ways to pay. There's PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and Chime. And when you complete it, you just come back and let me know, and then you'll get to jump the line. Hi, Tati. They are so gorgeous. I love them. Okay, so that's how you get the fuller reading. And I will be donating. We're trying to get $1,000 like ASAP, so my friend can get a 2-week stay with her and her kids in a Verbo location. We're trying. And she makes beautiful jewelry. Hey, you girl. She makes beautiful jewelry. They're very intentional pieces. These are real stones. So this is like to help me amplify my spirituality and to protect me. And so she makes these. So again, if you go to my last video in my profile, you will see information about going to her store and grabbing jewelry. She makes beautiful copper jewelry. She did these sterling silver ones for me because I'm allergic and I can't just wear any metal. So I can wear sterling silver though. Hi, Rita. Hi, Shalia. All right. So I think I'm going to do 5 more minutes. I'm going to take a break and actually probably grab a nap or something. And then I'll probably be back on about 3 or 4. Because we're trying to make some money for my friend so she can have 2 weeks of housing. All right. So let's the yes no questions are free. It's a 1-card question. If you notice, these cards have a yes or no on them. Some have a maybe. And so we can do that. Is it Shalia? Is Quay planning on coming back to me? Shalia? Which one is it? Shalia. Okay, good. Or is it Shalia or Shalia? Now I don't know which one. Okay, Shalia. Okay, perfect. All right, so will Quay come back to me? Now, my typical thing is not to do any romance readings because everyone has free will, and so that's just somebody else's energy, and it's kind of hard to get that. But we're going to see that. Will Quay come back to Shalia? I don't know what I was hearing. I just heard like 2 answers at one time, so I don't know what that is. Let me focus, please. Hi. Thank you so much. I love that I'm new here. Thank you. That's a campaign goal. Appreciate it. Let's see. Good morning. Hold on. Will Quay come back to Shalia? Will Quay back to Shalia? Is this it? Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting. Was this it though? I'm hearing yes, this was it. It's saying yes. That's interesting. Okay. But you see what it says. The future depends on what we do in the present. Balance is the key to everything. Hold on. Fairness, justice, truth, balance. How can you balance the scale of justice in your life? Will Quay come back to Shalia? What does that have to do with? What does it have to do with anything? Okay, in one way, it feels like karma. Karma for her, karma for him. Okay, so yeah, in one way it feels like karma. It feels okay. I'm gonna say this because this is how I'm getting it. I could be wrong. But it feels like he stepped out, right? It feels kind of like he stepped out. Um, mm, did you have anything to do with that? And kind of like a, well, go ahead then, leave then. But it feels like he had stepped out or something and saw that wasn't nothing out there. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this ain't what I want, you know? But it also feels like it's possibly, okay, so you did. Talking about something, we should just be friends. So this feels like your karma too. That's what I'm saying, because I didn't trust him. Exactly. But there is, you see the words here though, is like fairness, justice, truth, and balance. So it's like, I feel like, was he telling the truth? I can't answer that one, because I would have to dive a little bit deeper into this. But it feels like you did push him, right? Oh, see, that's wrong. Okay. But okay. See, look, I'm getting goosebumps now. That's wrong. It feels like, yeah. So it's like, it feels like karma for you too, because that was not, like you got what you said, like you got what you wanted, and what you wanted wasn't what you wanted either. So it's like it's the childishness on some level. Yeah, no. But it's like it's time to hear each other now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's time to listen to each other. Time to believe him, you know, on one level, because I know one thing I know. If a guy ain't doing something that you accuse them of doing, they get real, real, real hurt. They get real hurt, right? I do too. I get real hurt if you know, I hate when people tell me I said or did something and I didn't, but then they swear up and down I did. And so now I'm like, well, F you then. You know what I mean? So it feels like y'all both learn that that's not what you want. Like what's out there, that's not what you want. Like you didn't want him to leave. You don't want to be just friends or whatever. And he doesn't want to be out there. But you're gonna have to hear each other. You're gonna have to hear each other, and you're gonna have to repair that. So does that make sense? The future, again, let me read this again. The future depends on what we do in the present. Balance is the key to everything. So, and balance in this case, like again, is like it's justice, it's listening, yes. But even in the communicating, it doesn't always mean talking. Communication also means listening. Men need to be heard. Young men need to be heard, especially. We need to be heard. So people need to be heard. So don't overtalk, give space, ask more questions, for like clarity's sake and whatnot. Like, don't just jump in there. Don't fill in the blanks. Those kinds of things. These are things we have to learn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. It's like he went out there and like, this ain't what I want either. But you've got to trust, and he's got to be trustworthy and stuff. You know. Okay, so you did hurt him. That's what I'm saying. This was your karma as well. This was your karma as well. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Until somebody actually gives you a reason to not trust them, trust them. And when they break that trust, don't trust them again. Okay? But don't not trust them because somebody told you not to trust them. Like, that don't make no damn sense. And I'm not saying that in a judgment of you. I'm just saying, like, never let there be a third party. Never let there be a third party, especially one who don't know y'all. Never let there be a third party. Okay? But I will tell you one thing that's good, and this is not for everybody. This was just for oh God, not Aaliyah. I know there's Aaliyah to it. I forgot already. I'm sorry. I'm getting very tired. See? Oh gosh. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. This feels like it's your karma as well. Like, it's both y'all karma. Like, he went out and tried something instead of fighting for y'all. Like, it's both y'all karma. But I forgot what I was gonna say. But anyway, we're gonna wrap up, y'all. Like, I'm telling you, if you spiritual, don't allow somebody to tell you that's demonic. Please, please, please. And if you out there Bible thumping, don't come in somebody's live and tell them they're demonic. You're no better than a MAGA. Like, let people live. You find your joy, your peace, your relationship with God your way. So many of y'all chase people away from God. God is way more loving than his people. Amen. Amen. And that has been me. I try to heal people, not steal, kill, and destroy. Anyway, love y'all. And I will try to come on at 4 because I need to help my friend who's having some housing instability. Please check out my last video. See if you can help and how you can help. Or even if you don't want to help, you just want to shop and get you some beautiful jewelry. She actually does copper jewelry, but this is a silver one she did for me. Check out her shop because her stuff is amazing. Like, it's really amazing. And she's very spiritual and she creates things from dreams. So, like, she literally dreams about it. And then I'll just watch her, like, create. And she's just so amazing. But she's battling MS. And right now she's battling a very hard situation. And she has to move in, like, now 2 days. So I will come back on about 4 o'clock and try to help her raise more money. In the meantime, y'all can help me if you want to have a deeper reading for one question with a follow-up. We can have a deeper reading for $22. I will honor all of them that are purchased today. So it doesn't have to be just on a live. It can be at some time this month. It has to be used before September. And we will have about a 20-minute reading on your one question. Go deep and get that done. If you want to have a full reading, that's also at the link on my profile. That's $111, and that will go. We're trying to get $1,000 so she can get a 14-day stay in a Verbo. So I will be on at about 4 o'clock. That should give me some time to get some sleep for the day and spend some time with my children. I think we'll do the pool today. I don't know if it's raining. Anyway, love y'all. See y'all in a little bit. Bye. And thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Okay. Bye. And for those of you on the other platforms, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. If you can, please go into the description and check out the links there. Okay? Love y'all. Bye.